Welcome to the final lesson in the Limitless course. Now, first of all, congratulations for making it this far, because not everybody will, and that's why I designed the course in this way. Massive high five, hit me up in the comments below, give this a like so I can see how many people completed it. And today we're gonna do a very special technique. If you haven't seen the rest of the course, definitely go and check it out. This is the Limitless course on productivity and discipline. There's links in the description and the info card that you can check out to see the rest of the course. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon, otherwise you won't get notified about videos. So let's get into this process that I talked about. Before we get into it, I want you to make sure that you are in a space where you can dedicate yourself for the next 15, 20 minutes to really go through this. Now, there's a couple of ways that I recommend you follow this one. This is a very action-orientated video. Listening to me and just, hearing the sound of my voice won't get you the results that you want. Unfortunately, I wish it was the case. Have a pen and paper to hand or your laptop so you can take notes and answer the questions. Make sure you are not going to be disturbed. And feel free to pause it, put some kettle on, get some tea, coffee, whatever it is. And then when you're ready, we'll get into it. So the first thing that we're going to look at, there are 4 stages to this technique. Now you can use this on a weekly basis. I would recommend you do this. It's a great way to prepare for the week ahead. And by the end of this video, you're gonna be crystal clear on what you're gonna do. You're going to be crystal clear on the most effective way to get the most out of the week ahead and the goal that you're working towards. And you're going to be crystal clear on what you shouldn't do, because that is the biggest secret of all when it comes to productivity, is knowing what to say no to, which we forget so often because we want to do more, but we only have 24 hours in a day and 2 hands and the energy that we get when we wake up in the morning. So the first part of the process is goals. I want you to start off by writing down, what is it that you want to achieve with the week ahead? What do you want from the next 30 minutes? And how would you know when you've achieved that goal? Try and go into as much detail as possible here. Think about what you will see when you achieve that goal. What would it look like? How will you feel? What will people be saying to you when you've achieved this goal? Now you can start off with big, broad statements, but the more specific you are, the better. The process is going to help you to get specific and nail it down. But what do you want to achieve in this coaching session with me today? What do you want to achieve in the next 30 minutes? What will people be saying to you? And then I want you to think about, why do you want to achieve this goal? What are you going to get? How's it going to benefit you? Maybe pause the video here, write down as many things as you can think of, benefits that you will gain from achieving this goal. How is it going to help the people around you? What impact is it going to have on them? How are they going to feel when you've achieved this goal? Why is it important? Next process, the next question is, what will happen if things stay exactly as they are? If nothing changes and you don't achieve this goal? What will the impact of that be? How will that affect you? What will your self-talk be? How will it affect your thinking? Make sure you're writing these things down. Pause the video if you need to. But how will it affect you? What difference will it make? What does that mean? Why? Don't just write down one-word answers or bullet points. Really go into detail, explore it, go deeper, ask why. When you write something down, ask why again, ask why again. Get to the root. Why is it important? What happens if things stay the same? What is the goal? Once you've done those things, I want you to write down, what are the milestones that are going to help you to get there? So if you think about this goal, let's say you've chosen, I want to be fit and healthy. Well, how will you know when you're there? Is it judged based on how you look? Is it judged based on the weight? And what are the subsections? What are the stepping stones to getting to that goal? So maybe it's getting a gym membership. Maybe it's finding a personal trainer, choosing a workout routine, finding out what kind of diet you need to eat, getting those foods. Come up with all the little chapters of the story for this goal. What are the milestones? And really, pause the video here because this part will take you some time. Don't worry if you don't get everything, you can add to it later. But what are the subsections of this goal? Once you've got that, I want you to assess where you are right now. So if 10 is you have achieved this goal, where are you right now? Write down a number. Today, on this date, as I watch this video and I go through this coaching experience, I am a 7. Once you've chosen that number, the next question that I have for you is, what would take you one step closer to your goal? So what would take you, if you've written a 7, what would take you from a 7 to an 8? And how would you know? So I would be doing this, I would see this, I would hear this, I would feel this. I want you to make sure that everything that you're writing down is in the present tense. So when I've said what would take you from a 6 to a 7, or if you've written a 3, what would take you a 3 to a 4, I want you to write it in the present tense. So I will be going to the gym 3 times a week. Now this is the goal that you are going to focus on. So we've broken your goal down, you understand why it's important to you, what happens if things stay the same, and how you can move one step closer. Now we're going to focus on where you are right now. So we know where you're going, we're going to look at your reality. So what's happening right now that tells you you need to work on this goal? List as many reasons as you can think of. Why does this matter? Why now? Why do you want to change it now of all times? Why has this become the important thing now? What skills do you have that will help you to achieve this goal? Write down as many things as you can think of. What skills will you need to learn, build, develop? And what skills do you have that you need to work on most right now? After you've answered that, I want you to write down what resources do you have. Now, there's 2 aspects to this. Who do you know that can help you? Who do you know that has the answers that you are seeking? And what do you have at your disposal that can help you with this particular goal? So you might have a gym around the corner. You might have an auntie or an uncle or a friend who works in a gym. You might know someone who works in the area that you want to work on here. Once you've done those things, we're going to move to some options. Now, really important here is to think about the ways you could approach this, not what you're going to do. So we're not going to decide yet. In this options phase of the coaching, you're not committing to anything. You're just putting ideas out there. So what could you do to achieve this goal? I want you to write down as many options as you can. Ideally, you want to have at least 30. So spend some time, pause the video, write it down, then come back to this point. Welcome back. So you've got a list of options here, and I want you to look at these and say, okay, what would Keshav do? What do you think I would do if I was in your situation? What do you think the person that you admire the most, your friend, your partner, your family, your colleague, your boss, somebody that you've seen, an influential person or leader, what would they do? How would they approach this? If you were them, what would you do? So if you were Richard Branson's, one of my favorite questions, what would he do? If you were Warren Buffett, if you were Eric Thomas, if you were Anthony Joshua, if you were Malala Yousafzai, if you were Mahatma Gandhi, what could you do to achieve this goal? If you had a magic wand and a special genie and you could click your fingers, what would you do? If you had unlimited time, unlimited resources, what would you do? What could you do? So you should have now an idea of what you want, why you want it, where you are right now, and some routes that you could use to get there. And we're at the critical moment, the way forward. Looking at the options you have at your disposal, what are you going to do? What seems like the easiest, no-brainer option that you're going to do? And I want you to just highlight, if you've got a list here, or circle the ones that are no brainers, I'm definitely going to do that. And then hone down on them. When are you going to do that? Be very specific. I'm going to buy my gym membership on the 31st of June at 10 p.m. After I've been to work, I'm going to take my credit card, I'm going to pay. How are you going to make sure that you complete that action? Whose help could you enlist to hold you accountable? Whose advice could help you complete it? Post in the comments below what you're going to do as you're coming up with these actions, when you're going to do them. And the last two questions here. How are you going to celebrate when you've completed this? So when you've done that action, how will you celebrate? And the second one, and I want you to write this in the comments below, on a scale from 1 to 10. 10 is I'm definitely nothing can stop me going to do this. Post it in the comments below what number you are. So I'm a 7 out of 10. And if you are anything less than a 10, I want you to write down why. What would get you to a 10? So a 10 would be, I know the opening times of the gym, or I know I can afford it, whatever it is. What would get you to a 10 if you're not a 10 already? And then what I want you to write again in the comments below so I can talk to you about this is, what have you learned and realized in this short coaching session today? What have you learned? What have you realized? So we have come to the end of the Limitless course on productivity and discipline. And I've got one final video that I'm going to share with you. So make sure you have subscribed. I have saved the best until last. Make sure you click the bell icon so you get notified as soon as I drop this video. And it's just pure motivation. You've learned all about the key things that create the chronic procrastination in your life. You've learned about the different types of productivity, the different tools, the different strategies. And now you have a way forward. You can come back to this video lesson anytime. It's free. And share even in the comments below what you're going to do to stay accountable. Now, I've mentioned already that I have a leadership academy where if you want a little bit more support, if you want to be around a community of people who take action, when you join, you create a 90-day challenge, you post it, and you have a no way out forfeit to make you stick to it. And we use all the principles that I've shared in this course in the Leadership Academy. And I have a special offer for you today. If you would like to join, it's just $1 to try it for 2 weeks. And after that, you have the option of a basic plan, which is $17 a month, or $97 a month. I'll put all the info in the page below. You can see it in the description. If you are interested, click on it now and you can sign up. You get coaching calls, you get group coaching, access to our private Facebook group, access to our members area where I've got more courses like this, book summaries, and all kinds of other good stuff. If you're not interested, no worries, I'll still be making videos here on the channel. But for those of you who are action takers, who want support in implementing this information, go and sign up. I'd highly recommend it. What do you have to lose? It's $1. And in the final video, I'm going to be covering the zigzag technique and a bit more motivation to help you round everything off that we've talked about in this Limitless course. And as always, guys, absorb the things that are useful, discard what isn't, add what's uniquely your own, and make sure that you accept simply the best things in your life from this course. You dream like you're a god, command your life like you're a king, and you work hard like a slave so that you can achieve anything that you want. You know it's possible, and now we're going to make it probable. I'll see you in the final video of this course. Thanks for watching. Peace.